An ordinary, everyday-looking man, but in truth, the most prolific rapist in British history. That's how Indonesian Reinhard Sinaga has been described in the UK, where he has been sentenced to life in prison for sexual offences against 48 men. But police suspect the number of men he drugged, raped and then filmed is closer to 195. Here's more on what the court described as his campaign of rape.
Reinhard Sinaga would leave his apartment in the early morning hours to go hunting for victims. Stalking the streets of Manchester, he preyed on vulnerable, often drunk men, offering them help, casting himself as the Good Samaritan. In fact, the judge who heard his case called the 36-year-old student an evil, serial sexual predator.
Reinhard Sinaga is a depraved individual, a sexual predator who's offended, we believe, in Manchester for over 10 years. And he has taken advantage of young men in the city centre who came to our vibrant and safe city for a night out with their friends.
Sinaga's crimes followed a pattern. First, he lured the men back to his city centre home, offered them a drink spiked with drugs. When they fell unconscious, he raped them and filmed them, keeping phones as trophies. His crime spree stopped on this bathroom floor when one victim woke up and fought back, thus leading police to uncover his years-long sexual assaults on potentially hundreds of unsuspecting men.
Some of them may know that they have been a victim of a crime, some of them may not. So therefore, I think it's important that what we don't want to do is further traumatise young men, but what we do want to do is provide any support that we can.
During sentencing, the judge said Sinaga must spend a minimum of 30 years in prison for his crimes.
Earlier, I spoke with DW correspondent Preeta Kusuma in Jakarta and asked her what details have emerged there about Sinaga.
This has become trended nationwide since yesterday, and the local Indonesian media really put a lot of attention to this. We actually didn't get really much of information about him since until this morning. The local media tried to reach his family, but they still refuse and says no to the media, and we totally understand about that. All we know is that he was born in Jambi, Indonesia, and actually grew up in a very well-off conservative Catholic family in Sumatra. He was studied in University of Indonesia back in 2002, and then later continued his master in Manchester, UK, and later embarked his PhD on human geography in University of Leeds. All we know is that his parents actually knew nothing about his true character and were shocked to find out about this. And we also talked to the Indonesian Student Association, and they were shocked too, receiving this news.